Hello everyone, welcome back to another Peacemaker Season 2 episode talk, and I'm on time for once. Yes, boys, I'm on time. I can't actually believe it, but I am 100% on time this time around, which isn't gonna happen next week. I will say right now, next week's episode is delayed because of the fact that once again I have to go to my mom's place, so it's gonna be late. But anyway, let's get into this one, shall we? So, we start this episode off 35 years ago, where the family was hunting, and apparently the dad, which later gets found out, shot a weird creature, and then when the creature is like basically like, please don't kill me, in a way, the dad just puts the gun and bam, creature is dead. And then Chris gets scolded because of the fact he was like, no dad, don't. So yeah, that's not really nice. But to be honest, the dad was not really nice in this universe. So then afterwards, the other son, Keith, that's his name, Keith, says that hey dad, there's lights over there, and the creature was heading over there. So they go over there. Meanwhile, Chris finds a box and he picks it up, and then basically they find the door. This is the origin of where they got the door, and basically here you go, door is here. Meanwhile, in present day, A.R.G.U.S is coming, and we get some horrible bonding moments in the van, obviously. Chris gets home, he lies on his bed, sees some bullet holes on the walls or on the ceiling, and then he is like, oh my god, what happened, goes over to Eagerly, gets mad about the fact that Eagerly wants to eat his food. Afterwards, John sent a message to Chris, so he's like, what does this mean? Because it was typed in a hurry. He's like, oh no. So he goes and he grabs the box, and then afterwards he lures Eagerly with him, and then they run for it. Meanwhile, A.R.G.U.S barges into the house, and they search everywhere for everything. Meanwhile, Judo Master runs after Peacemaker and has a battle with him, and also the Eagle Hunter is going after Eagerly and gets a good shot, but once he has that good shot, John pushes him, so he hurts his head. Sadly enough, he doesn't fully forget what happened. It's just he got hit in the back, and then I thought he was dead, but no, he's not dead. Also, Leota gets an ad in a magazine that we'll come back to later on, and then Chris sends her a text being like, help me. So then the Eagle Hunter wakes up and he's like, what happened? And then John is like, well, there must have been another eagle. He's like, that's not possible. Eagles hunt in solos. They do not do that unless this is the primal eagle, the ultimate eagle, the leader of all eagles, the eagle god, if you will. So yeah, I guess we got one of those now. He is gonna be returning eventually to hunt down Eagerly once again. So Leota picks up Chris and they need to go somewhere. Chris is like, let's go to Settlers Hill. So they head over there, and Chris basically wants to transfer the special door to the new location. That's what he wants to do. And also in the car, he tells Leota all about the other dimension, except for one little detail that gets revealed later on. But outside of that, he tells her basically everything. Dad and brother are alive, and also everything is perfect. So then John calls Peacemaker, and basically Peacemaker's like, stall them. So John goes back inside, and now he has to open up that door, and it's a couple of clicks, and he got that door open, but he has to stall. So while this is happening, they make it to Settlers Hills, and they get to the building, and then Chris opens up the box, and he does a little thing with the box in order for the transfer to start happening. But we have to basically the back and forth with the stalling and transferring the door kind of thing. So the tension is high, and then the transfer is complete with a huge explosion right before the woman gets to open. Like, she opens the door and it instantly closes again, and then afterwards she can't open it anymore until later on, but she does when the transfer is complete, and it's just a closet. And I can't help but think about the fact, like, okay, so wait, that door was transferred, but whenever that door was opened, they were able to sense the door's power, like in that sense. Same with like in the Superman movie. So why are they not sensing it now? Like, the door is open. There is no door, actually. He just put it up in a hallway, and now he needs to put a door there. But like, can't they just sense it again? But whatever, doesn't matter. Anyway, Rick Flag gets called about that because he's back in this episode, and he's a little bit upset about it. And afterwards he's like, give me the address of Harcourt, who is once again outside getting into fights. So he heads over to Harcourt, and they talk a little bit about his son, and then afterwards he basically gives the ultimate reveal that everyone probably already knew, and that is the fact that she's been blacklisted from all of the agencies, so she'll never be able to work again. And it was done by Waller, which that's predictable, okay? And I already knew why he was here. That immediately, the moment that he said that, I was like, wait, so that is why you're here. Because he wants her to help him catch Peacemaker, and if she does, he is going to undo the block on her. And she agrees. She doesn't initially want to do it, but she agrees because that's the only way for her to get her life back in order. And this also will help with Peacemaker going back to that other world. Anyway, so now the door has been transferred, so Chris then also tells Leota, who's like, I got an ad in the magazine. He's like, yeah, that's a scam magazine. And then afterwards he tells tells her the rest of the story as well. About the fact that the Peacemaker of the other world, because she asks about him, yeah, he's dead. Chris killed him. And then they have a little bit of a talk about it, and I kind of, like, I know online there's speculation about why Peacemaker would ever stay on this Earth when the other one is more perfect. Well, that's because of the fact, like, there's multiple speculation, like it's Earth X or whatever. My guess is just very simple. He killed that universe's version of himself. They're gonna find out, and they're gonna hunt him down, and then he has to kill his brother and his dad, and then he can't go back to the other world anymore. In that sense, like, the truth will be revealed, and that is why Peacemaker's gonna stay in our universe instead of the other one. It's a guess, but I don't think it's really that much of a bad one. However, she also thinks that the other world isn't real, and also kind of just messing with his head, but he kind of stops that. And then Adrian comes to visit because he brought some doors and hinges in order to be able to make a new door and all that stuff. So then Chris, he makes the ultimate decision. He's like, I'm gonna basically base it off of Harcourt. He's texts Harcourt to meet up, and he's basically gonna see if this universe is worth living in if Harcourt wants him. If Harcourt doesn't want him, he's gonna go to the other universe in that sense. Yeah, meanwhile, Harcourt tells this to A.R.G.U.S that they're gonna meet up because he wants Peacemaker, like Rick Flag wants Peacemaker. So, yeah, that's gonna be an interesting for the next episode, but also gonna push Peacemaker to the other universe. And then to end the episode, my eyes were burning because we saw the Eagle Hunter do a dance with barely any clothes on, and then afterwards he, I don't know, turns himself into a spirit that is following eagerly to the new location, and now he knows where the new hideout is. So he is gonna come back eventually to hunt down Eagly as well, and I wouldn't really mind it if Eagly actually killed him, to be honest, but I don't know, could be Peacemaker who does that. But overall, still, once again, a very good episode. I have enjoyed Peacemaker Season 2 so far. There hasn't really been a bad episode. We did get that one episode with that people were like a filler episode, but outside of that, you know, we're 4 episodes in. I'm enjoying it, and I can't wait for the rest. So let me know what you guys thought about Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 4 in the comment section down below. And with that being said, thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. And if you did, please like button, subscribe if you're new, if you haven't already, turn notifications. Don't forget to check out the Let's Play channel, link in the description and at the end of the video. And like I said, the next week video is probably gonna go up the week after on Monday. And if things go wrong, it is going to go up on Wednesday, sadly enough. But certain things are more important. Also, a little thing I forgot to talk about is the fact that we're at the end of the video anyway. Starset released a new album. Silos came out today, and man, is it a good album. Very good record. But anyway, now that I got that out of the way, bye!